Okay, so what we're going to do is basically we're going to divide up the assets and liabilities from our accounts. So this is some more stuff from the worksheet. Yes, obviously it's condensed down. It's got this break in the middle. This is from our very first column in the worksheet. This is the end, the balances. So let's see, a page. Should be on page 192. I get to it. Here we go. All right, so on page 192, Ken's carpet cleaning, month ended April 30th. So just prepare the balance sheet for the current year. So Ken's carpet cleaning. So we'll flip back a couple pages. So if you get to the bottom of page 187, you've got to do the header for it. So Ken's carpet cleaning. Balance sheet. April 30th, 2018. The hardest part, right? Writing the header on there. Okay. So in the book, we're on chapter 7. Everybody should be used to this by now. It just shows the steps that you're going to follow when you fill out the balance sheet. So we're going to start by taking putting our assets on the left side, our liabilities on the right. So we'll go ahead and just step 1 in the book says to label this side assets. So assets, and we're going to have cash, petty cash, our accounts receivable, and our supplies and our prepaid insurance. So those amounts are all going to be listed here. So cash, $9,500. And our petty cash is going to be next. Looking at the top, that's 100. Then we're going to have our 2 accounts receivables for Betsy and Charles. I'll just put AR. That's the typical abbreviation for accounts receivable. Betsy Russell, Charles Healy, and then our amount for Betsy was $1,650. And for Charles was $1,403. So then our last 2 we've got to do is just our supplies and prepaid insurance. So supplies, and that is $220. So I'll put that down here. 220. Then we've got prepaid insurance. And that's $640. So that's what you should have so far. And all this information just comes from this section right here. At the top, lines 1 through 6. On the top of your worksheet. Yeah, on the top of it, yeah. So there's what you should have so far for your assets. Then we go ahead and list our liabilities. So what we have here on our sheet, just like it shows in the on the book in the instructions, it's just that the 2 accounts payables. So our 2 account payables are being listed under liabilities. So Lindgren, $548. Then our other accounts payable is taxes by Thomas. For $111. So right now that's where we're going to stop now for this one, this part of it. So now we can just go ahead and total up our assets and liabilities. So I'll start over here on the assets. Total assets. Then just add all these up. So you should have $13,513 for total assets. So we'll total our liabilities. A little bit easier to add. There's only 2 numbers here. So $659 for our liabilities. So now, we're going to get to our last part. If you look on the next page, on page 189, on the description under the liabilities column, then we're going to have our owner's equity. Owners. Owner's equity. Let's see, who's our owner here? Ken Cherniak. So on this one, for the owner's equity part, on step 3, we're going to do the capital balance, the capital account balance, plus net income minus the drawing account. So we've got our capital income. So that's going to be $11,810 plus right here. Is that the one you talked about? The one I just put in the calculator?
Yeah, but do we write it down?
Not yet. Not yet, because here in the book that's what I'm working on. Yeah, we're going to do capital account balance plus net income minus the drawing account. So we have our capital account. Hey guys, you need to leave the room, or you okay over there? So we're at capital account money. That's right here. So then our net, remember, plus net income, which comes from down here. So our net income was $18.99. So far we're at $13,709, but there's still one last step. We've got to subtract the drawing account balance. So, and that's this 855 right here. So minus 855. And then we have $12,854, and that is the capital account balance. So that's going to go right here, 12,000.
So we write capital account balance?
Yes. Yeah. Ken's capital account balance is $12,854.
Wait. Oh, this is Ken's name capital?
Just his name. Just his name. Yeah, Ken Cherniak. Capital. 12,000. 12,854. Okay, so now the last step is we're going to total our liability side. So just so our lines are going to be matched on the same line, we'll total liabilities. So we'll add the $12,854 plus $659. That comes to $5,513. Yeah, sorry, $13,513. And just like magic, it equals the other side. Yeah, you've got to do the on your own. Now this is what I usually recommend, because this last part is usually the part that trips students up. Anywhere on your paper that you can remember this, or anywhere where you want to write it, you can write on the back side. You've got your capital account balance, plus the net income, minus drawing, equals the owner's equity. Now you don't have to do that to remember how to come up with the owner's equity. You don't have to write it exactly where I said to write it. Anywhere you want to do that, you can, or not. No, just remember to go back to the book on page 189. That's why I want to make sure I showed you the steps, point them out to you in the book, so you can go back to this too. The bottom formula that it has on here, so you're kind of going back to the top section. Where there was a net income, if this was a net loss, if this was a loss, then you would use the bottom formula, only if it was a loss. But I don't think we have a loss on the other side either. No, we don't have a loss on the other side, so you don't have to worry about that. So all you're going to do is just remember, when you get to that bottom part for the owner's equity, just use this top formula right here on page 189. You got to do the 7-2 on your own.